Alright guys, it's the middle of summer, so you know what that means. Bugs. Today we're going to talk about bug and pest control in your chicken coop. So I do have other similar videos, so make sure you check those out. I have one where I make a homemade product that'll keep bugs and rodents away. That's completely safe to use in your home and around your chicken coop, so make sure you check that one out. And I also have one where I did a huge upgrade in here and where I planted different things that'll help repel pests. So watch those videos, but I will also revisit some of those things briefly on this one. So as far as plants go that help keep pests away, peppermint is a great one. It's really, really hardy. It's easy to establish. It grows quickly and it's easy to care for. And it's also nice because you can break it off and put it in your tea and it tastes so good. But apparently rodents and a whole multitude of different kinds of bugs hate the way peppermint smells. Mosquitoes don't like this, flies don't like this, mice don't like it. And there's so many different varieties of peppermint. So you have endless options. Don't mind that egg song. Someone just laid an egg. Whoops. Anytime they all start laying their eggs together, they all just go crazy and start singing. It's pretty funny. But you don't have to stop at peppermint. You can use all kinds of different herbs. Oregano's great. Rosemary's great. Marigolds are a really, really good one because so many things don't like the way they smell, but they don't bother chickens and they can eat the flower. Chamomile's yet another good one. And rosemary. So as you can see, I have hangers and I have hanging baskets in here with all these different flowers and herbs to help. I have it all around the whole perimeter of the enclosure. And I also have some citronella hanging baskets as well. Citronella is famous for repelling different kinds of bugs such as flies and mosquitoes. And I think it smells wonderful. And for obvious reasons, I have them hanging up. Well, one, because it looks nice. Two, if you don't hang them, your chickens are most likely going to eat them and ruin the plant. So keep that in mind when you're displaying different plants in your enclosure. You can also dry your herbs and place them in the nesting boxes to help create a nice, relaxing scent for your chickens and to help keep pests out of the nesting box. Not feeling it today? So here's the homemade spray that I made. It has peppermint oil, real pure peppermint oil. It has water and some lavender essential oils in it, as well as rosemary. You can just shake it up and spray it all around the coop. You can spray it inside where they roost. And you can also spray it in your shed or wherever you store their supplies. I store the feed and the treats in these galvanized trash cans to help keep the pests out. And you can also give it a little spray. I think it smells pretty nice. There's also a lot of different products out there that help with odor control. This is a really good one. Some people also use hydrated lime. I try to steer away from that because although it does kind of help with odor, it can also be really harsh and it can hurt your eyes and your chicken's eyes. So I use this. It's a little bit more gentle. You just sprinkle it right in, mix it with their bedding. And cutting back on the smell will help keep flies away and any other pests. This video is not sponsored by Nutrena. It's an honest review. But I use Nutrena Nature-Wise layer feed. And I like the Nature-Wise because it has yucca root in it. And you've probably heard me talk about this before in my other videos. But that is a natural and safe way to repel pests because they don't like the odor of the yucca root. I was skeptical of it. I bought it to try it and see how it worked. And it really does keep the flies away. Obviously not 100%, but I did notice a change. It also has prebiotics, probiotics, essential oils, vitamins, minerals, all sorts of good stuff for them. And you might see some treats mixed in there. That was my doing. It doesn't come with that. And you can get that in a crumble form or a pellet. Oh, and for more on the treat that I mixed into the food a little bit, here's that. Just mixing up some homemade chicken scratch for the chickens. It has oats, wheat, barley, safflower seeds, sunflower seeds, and whole shell corn. I also have a little bit of flax seeds in here too. Oh, and some mealworms. This is strictly just a treat, but it really helps make them friendly, and then it has lots of extra fiber, nutrients, protein, carbohydrates, so it's a really good treat. Now this time of year, since it's summer, I have more of the grains in here and less corn and less seeds. In the winter time, you want to do the opposite, and you want to put in more corn. It's a really good energy source, so it'll be good for them to, help keep them warm at night because their body's working harder in the cold temperatures in the winter. The black oil is really high in protein, and that's important in the winter, especially when they're molting. It'll also help keep their feathers shiny. And the flax seeds are good for any time. They're really, really rich in the omega-6 fatty acids. They're really good for heart health. And I've heard studies that if the chickens are eating that, it's going to make their eggs healthier for you to eat. So not only does this make them really happy and it can add some extra nutrients for them, but it's also a great way to tame your birds too. And as you can see, they love it. You want to feed treats in moderation. 10 to 15% of their diet should be treats. The rest should be their main diet, which should be a layer feed. I've known some people that get scratch grains and feed mixed up for the same thing. Please remember there is a difference. Back on topic, another big one about keeping pests away is keeping your enclosure clean. That's a no-brainer. That's an easy one, but it's really important to do that. So keep nice, clean, fresh straw or whatever bedding you use in their nesting boxes. Replace it as needed. All right, Meringue, stop being nosy. Let them lay their eggs in peace. Come on. Come on. You're not ready to lay your eggs yet. You're still young. But yeah, clean enclosures make happy chickens, and they really do help cut back on pests. Okay, I just want to say I absolutely love this chicken. I mean, I love all of them, but this is one of the newer ones. If you saw my videos this year when I got the chicks, this is one of the copper Morans. At least it's supposed to be. I'm a little bit unsure if they sent the right breed, but I love her. She's just really, really sweet, and she's always talking all softly and making all these cute little noises, and she's just really friendly and curious. There's her friend over there. That's Larkspur. She's a lot more timid, but Meringue here is very, very sweet. But yeah, in about another month or so when she starts laying, we'll see what color her egg is. It's supposed to be really dark, and if it is, then we know she's a Moran. Ooh, this feather's pretty. When I find a nice, pretty feather, I like to save it for the bouquets that I sell. Put it right there. And who did this? It's a blue egg, so that can only mean one thing. Where is she? Why'd you do it, Coquette? She has all these nice nesting boxes, and she chooses to lay her egg on the ground. I don't have the basket, but I'll collect those later. You've probably seen in my other videos that I put cardboard boxes underneath where they roost at night. And that will help collect their waste, so that way cleanup is really quick and really easy. I can just take the boxes out, and if it's not that bad, you can dump the poop in your compost pile or in your garden, and then reuse the boxes, or if the boxes are starting to get gross, go ahead and compost those as well. I have a video all on different chicken hacks, and I go into more detail there about how I clean my coop, so make sure you check that one out. I think you'll find it really helpful. Next is one of my favorites. I talk about this one a lot. Diatomaceous earth is wonderful. It's a natural product that actually works. This is safe, and it actually is calcium rich too, which is good for chickens, obviously, because they lay eggs. You can mix it in their food as a natural dewormer. You can mix it in their bedding, and don't just do this if you notice a problem. The key actually is prevention. Mix this in their bedding before you have a mite problem. I've never had a mite problem, and I don't think I will because I use this regularly. Mixed into their bedding, I mix it into their food like I was saying, and I also do it in a dust bath for them. You can see them hanging out over here by their dust bath. It's a mixture of sand and diatomaceous earth under their umbrella. That way if it rains, their sand doesn't get ruined. And even though I provide them with that, they sometimes still like to dig little holes and dust bathe in that. So whenever I notice that they're digging one, I just take some of this, dump it in, and then they're good to go. I also put some of this in the doorway so that when they walk into their coop to eat or to lay their eggs, it's going to rub up against them. And this fine powder will slice up and dehydrate and kill any bugs that are living on them. Obviously, chickens are not like us. They don't take showers. The way they keep themselves clean is by dust bathing. So this is perfectly safe for them. However, I do always like to warn people, be cautious when you're applying this or cleaning a coop after using this. You don't want to breathe it in. You should be wearing a respirator or a mask anyway when you're cleaning the coop because you don't want to inhale all of that gross manure and all the chicken germs and all the dander because birds are very dusty animals. But if you're using this especially, make sure you're being cautious. You don't want to breathe it in or get it directly into the eyes, but if you're smart about it and careful, you'll be just fine. You can also use fans to help keep the bugs away. The moving air is not only going to keep your birds cool, but it's also going to help keep the flies away because they don't like the wind blowing on them. You can get big traditional barn fans that you can plug in if you have an extension cord, and they even make a lot of cordless ones now. which is really nice. This one is pretty small, obviously, but I just wanted to show you a little example. And another one, don't overcrowd your birds. Just don't. Because that's going to make more mess, which will make pests show up. But that's an obvious one, right? And then we have this. It's another natural product, which is good because you don't have to worry about a withdrawal period when you're using this. Because certain products you use for animals that you're going to consume products by, such as, obviously in this case, their eggs, there will be certain withdrawal periods. So always check the labels. But on this one, you can just spray it directly onto their feathers, on their legs. Sometimes I'll spray it in their coop as well. Oh, look, she's curious. Meringue is very nosy. But anyway. Oh, look, she wants a closer look. She's so cute. I think she approves. But this will kill a number of things such as mites, fleas, ticks, bed bugs apparently, and other similar pests. Clove oil and cottonseed oil are the main ingredients, so it's all natural, safe to use. And on the back are directions. Always make sure that if you're going to handle any kind of product, you use it according to the directions on the label. And if you have any questions, contact the manufacturer. This is not recommended for young baby chicks unless it's cleared by the vet. And they also don't recommend using it against a very old or a very sick bird. I'm not sure why. My guess would be they're just erring on the side of caution. But, like I said, if you're ever not sure, call the manufacturer or ask a vet. But this stuff smells pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And like I said, I've never had a mite issue, knock on wood, but I think that's because I've been very, very good about staying on top of prevention. Just shake well, and I spray it in the doorway, and all that stuff you see there, that is diatomaceous earth. A lot of chickens do get a little bit nervous if they're sprayed with something, so just do it really slow, try not to stress them out, and give them some treats as a distraction. So that was it. That was just another quick and easy video for you guys to share some tips. I hope you found it helpful. Make sure you check out the other videos I was talking about, and subscribe and stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more. And another reason to make sure you subscribe is because we want to find out what she is. And before we know it, she'll be laying her first egg. So fingers crossed it's a nice dark chocolate looking one, and then we'll know that she is a French black copper Moran like I paid for. Or if it's light tan, she might be an Australorp like I suspect. But either way, I love her. I'm excited to find out for sure, so stay tuned.